Hey, everybody. We are almost in mid December. Can you believe that? It seemed like the time is flying, like time waits for no man or no woman. Absolutely does not wait. But we want to talk about savvy December shopping. We want to win the holidays without wrecking our wallet. Today's episode is important because December spending affects January peace. Also, many people overspend out of obligation, not necessarily intention. This is about freedom, not restriction. There's three things I would love for you to take away from today's episode. One, you don't have to go into debt to show love. Two, budgeting does not mean broke energy. And three, this isn't about doing less, it's about doing what matters. So grab your cups and meet me at the table.
Just call me, I'll be there. It don't matter, just say where. I'll be right by your side, do everything you know alright. Just stay cool, I'll come through to pray for, encourage, and uplift you. When my sister wins, I win. When my sister wins, I win. At the Sisters Cafe.
Hey, everybody, welcome to this segment of Sisters Cafe, where we gather with our favorite cafe beverage for real talk, heartfelt moments, community support, information, education, and prayer partners. Here at the cafe, we sip on truth, pour out love, and stir in a whole lot of sisterhood. Whether you're driving to work, unwinding at home, or simply stealing a moment to yourself, this is your time, your table, and your tribe. I'm your host, Gladys B, and this is your safe space to breathe, grow, heal, be inspired, empowered, but above all else, to be your best self. Be sure to follow me on all these social media platforms. You can catch me every Wednesday at noon for Woman Crush Wednesday here on Power Influence Radio. Be sure to send in those Woman Crush Wednesday nominations so that we can spotlight the important, beautiful people in your life. Download the Daily Faith Network app on your Roku TV, Apple TV, or your Fire Stick. Go over and check out that Sisters Cafe channel. Yeah. And if not, you could stream us every night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go over to that YouTube channel and lock Sisters Cafe in so that way every time a new episode comes out, you are notified. Are you ready to expand your business reach, your product, or your ministry? Become a cafe sponsor so that you are everywhere we are. If you haven't heard, y'all, it's time for the 2026 Sisters Cafe I Win Conference. That will be on March 27th and 28th, 2026 here in Houston. I am so excited. If you have not, y'all, run over there now and register. Go to www.sisterscafeinc.com. You can register, become a sponsor. You can volunteer, y'all. We need volunteers. We got vending opportunities, sponsorship opportunities. Hit up your girl. Let's do this. Who's ready to win? Because I am. I am definitely ready to win. If you missed any of that, just go over to the website, www.sisterscafeinc.com, and all that information is packed up in that website. And that way you can see what else is going on. Don't forget to head over to that store and grab you some cafe swag while you're at it.
Outside, why you worry when you know that he gon' make a way? I done seen him make a blessing like 100 ways. Everybody got a time, a dog gon' have a day. Only running to the Lord, I never run away. Curving him, demons try to get me, but I'm swerving him. Circling, target in my flesh, I had to murder him. Satan only come to steal your joy just like a burglar. Smirking him, I know he got it covered like a pergola. We go ahead and knock it out the park and turn the bases. You was walking phase and started running out of patience. I sat at the table with my plate, I'm saying gracious. We cast all our cares, forget your past and turn the page. I say, yeah, buddy, rolling like a big shot.
So we are here. We are here in December. Y'all, this is the end of 2025. Like, whoa. The end of 2025. That quick. That quick. It just seems like it happened really, really fast. I don't know if it feels like that to you, but it feels like it just flew by for me in 2025. But I am looking forward to 2026. I know we like to make resolutions and we like to make all kind of promises and this is what we're going to do. But you know what? Not this year. It is what it is. It is what it is. I want to just be led by God, do what he told me to do and stop doing all that extra stuff that he didn't tell me to do. Oh, we got extra. We always want to do extra. So it is December. So that means emotions are high. Everybody's doing the most right now. Christmas stuff is all over the place. The lights, you guys, I still love the lights. I thought you get a little past it once you get a certain age, but I love lights. And let me not say just lights because I don't just love lights. I love the decor. So, you know, people who put in good effort and time into their lights and their presentation, I guess is the best word to use. I love that, especially those really, really big houses. Oh, I love it because it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. But on a scale from 1 to 10, how stressed out does December make you? And be honest. How stressed out does December shopping make you? 2, are you more of a planner or a panicker? And be honest. Be honest. Did anyone promise themselves that this year was going to be different? All right, so let's jump into where the deals are because smart shoppers shop with strategy. So we want to talk about where smart shoppers go. They go to discount stores. Why? Because discount stores are powerful. So we're going to discuss a little bit how they work and how you can beat them at their own game. So you got places like Overstock, right? Overstock. So overstock happens when major retailers, 1, order too much inventory, 2, predict trends wrong, 3, they change packaging or branding, and 4, they need warehouse space really, really fast. So this is where overstock comes from. So instead of trashing the products, they sell them off price to retailers at deep discounts. Why this works for you? You can get quality items without the markup. And we'll talk about those kind of stores in a minute. This also works for you because the product is often unchanged. It's just a whole bunch of it. So they sell it off. You're not paying for premium shelf placement or advertising. Most of the time in certain stores, if you look it up, you'll see that people are paying for certain positions on the shelf. We actually did that in TV as well. You have to pay more for the commercial that's closer to the break or going into the show or, you know, certain. So placement matters. And because they have to pay for that, you have to pay for it. But keep in mind, I know it's a discount store and a lot of people don't prefer to go in there, but you're not buying cheap products. You're buying the leftover of expensive ones. So it's not like you're buying cheap stuff. Inventory changes weekly. And what you see today, you may be gone tomorrow. But that's why regular visits matter. Sometimes we rush and we go shopping out of need, like really, really fast versus watching it, seeing what's happening, looking at the price, watching it go up or watching it go down. So regular visits matter. I know some of us ain't got time for all of that, but you can check online, but just keep an eye on it. But then you also have these seasonal buys. Seasonal buys come in because now there's a new season and the old season is out. So stores have to clear space. You ever notice the car advertisements? where the 2025 inventory must go. Why? Because 2026 is, coming in with their stuff. And that other stuff got to go because ain't nobody got that much space. Like for real. December is a strategic month. Why? Because the fall decor gets marked down, early spring items sneak in, and holiday merch rotates constantly. So savvy shoppers know the best holiday decor deals come right before prime shopping weeks. And keep in mind that wrapping supplies that we like to keep, they always drop in price as soon as the season progresses. So what you paid a lot of money for in October because you wanted that wrapping paper, it's almost half price mid-December. So think about those things. I know sometimes we get caught up and that's the only time we have to shop, or it was really, really cute and you didn't want to take the chance to not have it. I get that. I do. I absolutely get that. But retail waits for no one. So therefore, they're going to keep moving their stuff. They're going to put stuff on sale so we can get on out that store so they can put more in. So pay attention, watch the prices, watch the sales. You can buy next year's decor now. So we already know as soon as Christmas is over or Christmas during Christmas, that wrapping paper is going to be wrapping paper and Christmas cards. It's going to be so cheap. So cheap. It'll be like 87% off. It will. It will. But you paid full price on it because you couldn't wait for the wrapping paper. Buy next year's wrapping paper this year. That's the same with everything, right? When Valentine's Day is over, Thanksgiving stuff is over, and all that, when the holidays are over, the stuff goes on sale. So just buy it now for next year. Also, stocking up on neutral holiday items is always a plus. For example, lights. They go on sale during Christmas and right after Christmas. You're going to always use lights. So grab them when they go to 92% off. So that way you have all the Christmas lights you need next year and you don't have to pay for more. Name brands actually mark down designer energy without designer prices. I love it. Designer energy without designer prices. I love it. Big brands don't want excess inventory. They don't want it just sitting around. They don't want it at all, but they definitely don't want it sitting around. They don't want older packaging on premium shelves. So when the packaging changes or is updated, they have to move that off the shelf. That's why you see those clearance racks or those markdown shelves or whatever it be. It can't be on the floor because it's old. It's old. Don't nobody want no old stuff. That's where we come in. That's definitely where we come in. Also, designers don't want price wars with their own flagship stores. So they quietly send over last season's colors, last season's bundle packs, and last season's overstock item. Why is this a good thing? It's a good thing because it's the same quality standards, it's the same brand reputation, but it's lower cost because branding, not quality, has changed. So that's why it's important. If the brand name is still there, the quality usually is too. So, 1, check your labels. 2, compare typical retail prices. And 3, ignore trends. Look for staples. So we're going to do a store-by-store breakdown, if you would. You got the holy trinity of off-price shopping, which is TJ Maxx, Ross, and Marshalls. We all love them. I love them. I personally, that's usually, besides Burlington, those are usually my go-tos, like real talk, for anything, because I love the deals that they have in the store. I mean, down to pots and pans, socks, even that section over there that has all the like shampoos and soaps and things that you would pay for. Like one time, and that's kind of when I started looking over at the shelf. But one time I got a big old thing of Dove soap. And the problem with it was I used that moisturizer one, but moisturizer Dove wasn't in the package. It was a different Dove. But I see why it was on sale. Now I would have had to pay almost $20 for that at Walmart or somewhere of that sort. However, at Ross, I got it for $5.99. Why? Because it had the wrong Dove in the deep moisturizing container. But I see that all the time, whether it be purses. I got my last luggage set, the really big pink one. I got the whole set. So it's just always things that are worth getting. I love, love, love getting kids' clothes from there. One, because them kids only gonna wear it twice or three times anyway before they grow out of it. So I'm not about to pay $100 for no outfit that they only gonna wear twice because they're growing. Not gonna happen, Captain. Mm-mm. I got it at Ross. Real talk. So the holy trinity of off-price shopping: TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Ross. What they do best, they do gift sets best, beauty bundles, home decor, candles, throws, blankets, kitchen, and lifestyle gifts. They have it all. The other one of my favorite things to get from there is journals, writing journals, sometimes calendars. I don't too much because I like my big thick calendar. One of my other favorite things is pictures. I love art. I love the art. So I love to go back there and look at all the paintings and the pictures, the big ones that they have back there. So I have a ball at Ross or Marshalls. I'm not a TJ Maxx goer, but I can make that exception for Christmas. Why they shine for the holidays? A, well, you already know this answer because I'm sure y'all go. But they got pre-made gift boxes, so that saves you time. That saves you a lot of time. They have high perceived value, so it looks very well put together. It doesn't look cheap. It doesn't look like it's going to fall over. It don't look like you got it from the 99-cent store. It also has an easy wow factor without overspending. And that's what I love. Not even just Ross or Marshall, but Burlington as well, which I already brought up. But Home Goods is one as well. I love me some Home Goods. It's like you can get lost in the sauce in Home Goods. I had to go the other day and I was looking at Christmas decorations. So I was trying to think of the theme to do our Christmas this year. And so I went in, but I just started putting a whole bunch of stuff in my basket. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, everybody. Tip number 6 of how to be the best version of you is to not compare yourselves to others. We do ourselves a huge disservice when we compare our lives, our walk, our journey, our status, our abilities, our skills, our professional lives, our spiritual walks to others. You don't know where everybody else's road is. You don't know what they did to get there. You don't know where they are for real because what they do in front of you is not necessarily real life at all. For example, selfies. That's the good example. Let's use selfies as an example. And I talked about it at that last manifestation conference. You see somebody's photo, right? And you automatically, oh my God, I want to be like them. I want to do this. I want to do that. You didn't even realize that it took them 27, 28, 32 snaps, 32 pictures to get one good picture. And you're thinking that you're inadequate or you're not that pretty or you're not that, photogenic or whatever you want to say, but neither are they. Or we're looking at people's lives and we're like, oh, marriage goals. That's what I want. I want to do like that. I want that. I want that car. We are comparing. We don't know why our lives are not moving along like this person's life or this person's life, but you don't know the cost. you don't. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know what they've conquered. You don't know anything except what they show you. It's very rare where people are posting their flaws. What you think you're looking at What you're comparing yourself to is something that's not even real. It's not even real. And you're in stress mode trying to get yourself like so and so, or the Joneses, or the Kardashians, or the Robinsons. I mean, whoever. No, go at your own pace, do what God told you to do, and live your life the way you live your life. You can't compare yourself to people. You don't even know the real deal. You don't even know their real life. You don't go home with them. Just because they look good in public don't mean they didn't argue all the way here. Let me give you an example. I remember when I got married the first time. Got married the first time at the Justice of Peace. And he and I argued the whole way there. And I mean, all the way in the building. We argued, not just regular disagreement, but argued, calling each other names, all that kind of, all the way in the Justice of Peace. We signed the papers, then we went upstairs to do the vow ceremony. And I remember doing my vows, and he's doing his vows, and oh, tears was running down my face. Tears were running down my face, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's so beautiful, and that's so nice." You know, the witnesses there, and oh, that's so lovely. You guys are a beautiful couple. I wasn't crying because we was getting married. I was mad. I was so mad. Clearly not mad enough to call it off, but I was so mad inside and so hurt at the things that had been said, and not even sure I should do it, and I did it anyway. But do you see the comparison? Somebody else will stand back and say, "Oh, that's beautiful. They're beautiful. This is Hawaii. They're getting married in front of this volcano thing. And oh, here's a lei. Mahalo." And everybody thinks, "Oh, that's just beautiful. Oh, they're so cute together. They're such a cute couple." And here you are comparing yourself to something you really don't know anything about. We got to stop doing that because it is a joy killer. It's a joy killer. It's a progress killer. It's discouraging. And we don't need that. We try to be our best selves. Being the best version of you is not comparing yourself to anyone else. So, we got some tips for people who like to be in these stores. If you want to shop like a pro, shop the back walls and the end caps. Look for neutral items, like not trending items or things that everybody's trying to get right now. Look for the lesser important or less trendy things because they're generally more discounted. Check beauty expiration dates because a lot of times that those products are on the shelf because they're expired. So, I mean, it ain't gonna kill you. Go get you some expired shampoo. I don't even know if that's good advice, but go get you some expired shampoo. And keep in mind, same store, different location equals different inventory. So what I get at that Ross is not going to be at the other Ross. And I learned that at Home Goods actually, because they had this magnificent throw pillow that I had for one of the guest rooms, and they only had one. Like, I looked all over the store. I looked behind stuff just in case somebody put it somewhere. And then I was like, okay, well, let me just go to a different Home Goods. Went to a different Home Goods and they had a whole different setup. Like, they didn't have it at all. So my best bet was to find it online. But because it's overstocked, they don't have them no more. Oh, so I got one pillow. I'll make it work though. I'll make it work. I'll go find some matching pillows. One store I really, really love is At Home. That store is beautiful. I mean, they ain't got the prices that Marshall's got, but they're still beautiful. So if you find something, if it looks fancy, but it costs under $25, you are exactly where you need to be. Let's not forget about Five and Below. This is budget brilliance for fun gifts. Everything in there is priced intentionally. It's perfect for kids, teens, stocking stuffers, party games, tech accessories. Just go to Five and Below. Is it Five and Below or Five Below? I don't know, but you know what I'm talking about. The good thing about that during the holidays, they have small toys, art supplies, trendy snacks, cozy socks, and games for family nights. So that's actually very, very helpful, especially for people like me who's I want to do a Uno party. I'm gonna be honest. I want to get all the Unos and all the people who think they're about to beat me in Uno, and let's do it like a Uno tournament or something. Who's with me? Who's coming to the Uno tournament? Let's do that. Let's do that. We can be more shop savvy if we avoid impulse overload. Good example of that is me in the store. You go in there for a specific item, but you be like, oh, that's cute. Oh, wait, I need that. Oh, wait, so and so can do that. So you actually walk out or start to walk to the checkout lane with all the stuff in your cart that you did not intend to do, like we do in Walmart all the time. I mean, you just feel like, oh, well, it's cheap. So, that was like me on Temu the other day. How am I buying $4 stuff, $6 stuff, $12 stuff, and my cart is at like $1,000? Like, what? It happens because we feel like it's so cheap. Same with Dollar Tree. Who comes out of Dollar Tree minus $400? Me. Only me. Who does that? That is bananas to me. When okay, that's a whole nother thing. I'm telling my business now. But it's 99 cents. It's the Dollar Tree. Anyway, Five Below isn't cheap. It's strategic because of what I just said. We go in there and we say, oh, it's only $5. So we just magically keep throwing stuff in the basket because it's only $5. Does anybody say, okay, that's $5, that's $10, $15? No, we say, okay, that's $5. That's $5. Wait, I'll get that. That's $5. We don't add it. We don't add it up. We just keep saying it's only $5. And now you at the counter looking crazy because you spent $499.99 at the dollar store. And you ain't got 500 items. So now what? The math ain't mathing. Speaking of Dollar Tree is where presentation is born. It's best for gift packaging, greeting cards, do-it-yourself supplies, craft materials, seasoned decor, and accents. That's what it's good for. Why it matters? Because presentation elevates any gift. Any gift, when it's perfectly wrapped and it's beautiful and packaged or presented very well, it's beautiful. It really is. Packaging makes budget gifts feel luxurious. It does. It does. It makes it. We just talked about that, though. We just talked about that because it does. Because you get it in a beautifully wrapped package, for some reason we think it costs more. But it doesn't always. But do it yourself in Dollar Tree stretches every dollar. It absolutely does. For example, you get a $5 gift, but it looks like $25 once you properly wrap it. A homemade kit becomes thoughtful keepsakes. The magic isn't in the gift, it's how you present it. Absolutely how you present it. So when you understand how stores work, you stop shopping emotionally and start shopping intentionally. That's how you win December without losing January. All right, so I need a refill. I'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. All right, so we are back. Let's talk a little bit about savvy online shopping. So we already went through some of the stores, the discount stores, what to look for, what not to look for, what to stay away from. But now let's talk a little bit about online shopping. One savvy tip is to wait before checkout. We're going to talk why slowing down saves you money. Most overspending doesn't come from need, it comes from emotion and urgency. Retailers design websites to rush you. Example, only 3 left. You got the countdown timers. I think wasn't Timu does that or Sheen or something. But when you pull up whatever you want, there's a timer on it, like it's gonna sell out or something, or you only got a few minutes for this price. So Timu does that. But countdown timers also, you ever see where you're looking at a product and it says 248 people already bought this, or 24 people are viewing this right now? It gives you a sense of urgency. So it makes you feel like, oh, I gotta buy this like right now, right this second. And that's not the case. That's not the case. What we want to do, just my advice, what you want to do is add your items to the cart, close the app, and then wait 24 to 48 hours to come back to that cart. Why? The emotional desire cools off by then. Often you will realize that you don't really even need it. Neither do you even want it. And then two, discounts magically appear. I've noticed that when you get ready to close out, it'll be like, wait, before you go, we want to offer you this or that or this or that. And I notice that happens a lot. But all of a sudden, it's a discount. I had subscribed to this app one time. It was the walking app. So it's like a walking app slash exercise app. It's these people who have videos on the app that you look at in the morning or wherever it is that you want to exercise with. But it's a certain amount per week, right? So when I looked at it, I'm like, I'm not about to pay nobody no $40 a week to walk with me. You better get out there walk by yourself, like for real. Although I thought it would maybe motivate me or help me or kind of push me to give me the nudge I need to get myself out there and walk, I was like, you know what? Let me think about this. So I closed the app. And when I closed the app, this promotion, I guess, popped up saying, don't go, we'll give you 20% off. Then I hit the close button again and wait, don't go, we'll give you 50% off. And I'm thinking, well, why you just didn't do that in the first place? Why you didn't offer? So now you got certain people that pay you $40 for this app, but you got some people that's only paying you $20 for the app. So I'm like, that's not really fair. That's not really fair. I don't think. That's just my personal opinion. But I also know that's how things work. Everybody got to make their money the way they make their money. I know we don't like the idea of waiting, but understand delaying your spending isn't denying yourself, it's actually protecting your money. That's what you're doing. So sometimes we just have to change our perception of how we look at a thing or feel about a thing. If we look at it as protecting my energy or protecting my finances versus I'm telling myself no, it'll feel a little bit different. It really will feel different, and you won't feel like you're restricted, because sometimes when you make yourself or restrict yourself for certain things, it makes you want it more. Anybody ever been on a diet and you tell yourself you can't have that? You tell yourself you can't have this and you can't have that and you're not going to eat that. You can't eat that. But the more you tell yourself you can't, the more you want it, versus saying, I don't even want that. Oh, it's so different. It's so different. Like people who, I got to go to work. I got to go to work. I got to go to work. No, you get to go to work. I get to go to work, right? Because there's some people who would love to say, I got to go to work. Like real talk. So yeah, you get to go to work. So if we just change our perception, we focus on the losses and not the gains. We always do. I don't know why. We focus on negativity versus positivity. Let's change our perception. Let's change our perception. How many of us impulse buy late at night? Man, me and Amazon got a relationship at nighttime. Like for real. I'll put it in the cart and I'll leave it. Sometimes I'll throw it in the safe for later so it's not right in my view. But when I tell you at nighttime, it's a different time. Nighttime is the right time. Just be buying stuff like what? I don't understand. I still ain't understand it now. But raise your hand if you've ever bought something just because it said low stock. Just because you put it in your cart, you stared at it, you decided you didn't really need it because you really didn't need it, but then it says low stock. So you'd be like, well, I don't want to not get it. I don't want to miss out on this opportunity. So we buy it just because it said low stock. One good tip to use is price comparison tools. Never pay the highest price again. Like, never. I am one of those people. I shall not buy anything full price. Shan't, won't, can't, won't, stop, can't, stop. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't care if it's an ice cream. I'm not paying full price. I'm not going to do it. I like discounts. I love discounts. Prices change constantly, and the same item is often cheaper elsewhere. This is why you have to compare shop. You can see something somewhere. I got a good example. I was in Macy's, or was it Dillard's? I think it was Dillard's. I was in Dillard's and I was passing by the aisle, minding my own business, just doing what I do. And I heard somebody say, I looked over and on the bottom shelf, all by itself, was Gabby. Gabby is my purse, y'all. I saw her down there. She was alone. She didn't have no friends. She didn't have no twins. None of that. Just her by herself. And I walked over and I picked Gabby up and I said, hello, beautiful. How are you today? So I hugged Gabby, held her, and then decided in my heart, I don't need another purse. Then I heard someone say, you could never have enough purses, like ever have enough purses, ever. So I looked at Gabby's price tag and I thought to myself, not gonna happen, Captain. Not gonna happen. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love on you right here, and I'm gonna put you back on this shelf. And that's what I did. But not before Googling Gabby's tag to see if I could find it elsewhere. So I Googled the product label that was on Gabby's tag, and it popped up at Macy's for almost $100 cheaper. Like, okay, Gabby, you got a twin somewhere. So I went over to Macy's and I'm looking, and my soul said, you can find that even cheaper. And I said, you know what? That's what we do, right? Therefore, I went back into my Google search and began to Google even more. And I saw that the Ralph Lauren outlet housed another Gabby. So we drive up the coast, mind you. We was going there anyway, so it's not like I used gas to go get her. I saw online that Gabby had a sister at the Ralph Lauren outlet for cheaper. And I was like, whoa, but I don't know where a Ralph Lauren outlet is. Whew. It had to be the Lord because we were actually already on our way somewhere. And I saw these outlets, and I'm like, ooh, outlets. And my husband was like, no. And I'm like, come on, we're on vacation. So when I went in there, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a Ralph Lauren outlet. It was fate. It was fate. So I go into Ralph Lauren outlet and I'm looking around because I'm expected to run into Gabby's twin somewhere. Get in the store, there's not a purse in sight. Not a little one, not a big one, not a fake one, not a picture of one. So I asked the lady, I'm like, I'm looking for this purse right here. And they said it was in the outlet. So she was like, well, let me go check. She goes to the kiosk and she does whatever she does. And she says, we don't have it here, but you can try our online outlet. I'm like, what? You got an online outlet? Okay. So, so we start walking around looking at other stuff. Since I was there, I went ahead in the Michael Kors outlet and stuff like that. But then I get in the car and I'm like, wait, this is not sitting well with me. So I pull up the Ralph Lauren outlet online, and there was Gabby. Well, I guess Gabby's sister, but this was Gabby. I pull it up, I see Gabby, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have found you. But then I keep scrolling and I go to check it out because now it's not the amount that was at Dillard's, and it's cheaper than it even was at Macy's. So then I'm looking and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm about to buy this. So I go in there, I'm putting in my information, and it says Labor Day, today's the only day for a Labor Day discount. When I tell you, from Ralph Lauren outlet to Dillard's, I saved almost 300 and something dollars on that purse. That's how you shop savvy. It takes a little longer. Yes, you may feel delayed or denied. You might have to do some extra work, but if you want to get it done, you can get it done and not break your pocket, because the original Gabby was a little bit out of my price range for right then. Check 2 or 3 stores. Don't just go with what you see. It's always somewhere else. And I mean that. I mean that. It is always somewhere else. And then compare shipping and taxes. Different states or different places that it comes from, they charge different taxes. So consider that. Consider that. There are definitely some savvy shopping helpful tools like browser price trackers. I think Capital One does that. Capital One Shopping, you go on a site and you order something or you put it in the checkout, and that tracker automatically says, hold on, let me look for different prices, or let me see the discount codes or anything, and it tells you whether you have the best price or not. So that can be very helpful sometimes. Also, just the historical price checks, just go look. And then you have store apps that match prices. Price matches really, really work, because there's a lot of times other stores do have what you want at a higher price. So price matching stores and store apps are pretty good. Remember that the cheapest price does not mean it's the best value. So always consider things like their warranty, their return policy, and the shipping speed. Because I've actually been caught in that, didn't look at the shipping, and it came like way later, like a whole month later. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I needed that. But I didn't look at the shipping date, but I do now. 100% do now. Remember that 5 minutes of comparison shopping can save you $50 or more. Save your money. Do the work. Do the work so that it can turn out for your benefit, right? Who's ever bought something and then saw it cheaper the next day? I do that with airplane tickets. So now I be waiting. Now, you know what? And this is hit and miss with airlines. because I've waited and got a cheaper price, but I've also waited and had to pay almost double the price. So I don't know. I said just compare shop, and if it gets too late to the date, just buy it. This for airlines anyway, but that's not the case with stores. But also check those abandoned cart emails. Let the discount chase you. Retailers know when you add items to your cart and then leave without purchasing. So what they usually do is they'll send you coupons. So that way you'll go back in and buy that, but now you got coupons. It'll start giving you free shipping offers and remind you of discounts. So add the item to the cart. Make sure you're logged in or you have entered your email. Leave the site and then come back within 24 to 72 hours. If you paid full price immediately, you skipped out on your own discount. And that's not what we want for you. That is not. This is to help you. This is so that we are not as stressed during December or any month for that, because it don't just work for holidays. It works all the time. Comparison shopping is something you could do all the time, especially when you on groceries. I used to do extreme couponing, and yes, it takes a while. Yes, it takes a while, but them discounts are bananas, bananas. And I had a whole bunch of mouths to feed, so I would try discounts, price matches, those uh apps, those store apps. I used to use Ibotta where you're getting money, back. Price matching, compare shopping, discounts. One really good tip that I learned, and this is when they had regular coupons. So it's the same concept now. You go to Kroger because Kroger has apples on sale. You have to go to where it's on sale, then present the coupon. That's how you get the biggest discount. When you buy this, and don't let it be two. If you buy apples, you get the Jiffy cornbread on for free or a half price. But hold on, I got an apple coupon and I got a Jiffy coupon. Don't play with me. And then your whole thing is wiped out. You get your apples and your Jiffy for 22 cents. Like real talk. Real talk. I love it. It takes a while. Again, it takes a while, but I think it's worth it. And it worked for me raising three boys that like to eat. For real. It would probably be better for organizational purposes if you put your shopping deals in a separate email folder. That way you can keep your coupons organized. You know where everything is. You don't have to search for it because that's just going to take you longer. Don't forget to check them spam and promotion folders because that's where a lot of your discounts are. I know we don't look at that, but that's where they are. So look through them and then clean out the other ones because you don't need them. So let's talk about the free shipping thresholds. This is the trickiest money trap online. Free shipping is powerful, but it can also cause overspending. Don't spend $20 to save $7. It's the math ain't mathing. Don't spend $20, which we will do. Don't spend $20 just to save $7. Go and pay for your shipping because you're not really saving, you're losing in that case. Keep low priorities items saved for later. Use shipping codes whenever possible. And you can see those. Some people have free shipping if you put this code in, or this code, or this code. So keep an eye out on those because they're everywhere. But because we're not always looking for them, we don't see them. And then when we need them, we don't have them. So always look for free shipping codes, free discounts. It'll be like sales 15 or support 20 or whatever it may be. You just add it. And even if you look up on Google, you can Google shipping codes or discount codes or things like that. It's so many things available. It is so many things. available to help us during our money journeys. Seriously. Has anybody had free shipping that caused them to spend more? Have you done it? Have you done it? All right, we got to get into the cash back stacking, y'all. It's what I love. It's what I love. Cash back stacking is grown woman shopping, like real talk. If you don't know what cash back stacking is, it is earning money from one purchase multiple times, if that makes sense. For example, my cashback app gave me 5%. Store rewards gave me points. My credit card gave me 2%. And the holiday promo saved me money. That's cashback stacking. You stack discount on top of cashback, on top of points. That's how you walk away winning. That's that grown woman shopping I'm talking about. That's money coming back to you after spending what you had already planned on spending. You deserve to get paid for your purchases. You deserve it. So look for it. We got to be intentional with our money and with our spending because we ain't got no money to waste. I mean, I don't. I don't know about y'all, but I don't have any to waste. So at any time that I can save it or keep it to myself, that's what I'm going to do. Yep. Never chase cashbacks by spending more. So you got to be intentional and plan out what you're going to do. That way, you're intentional, you're focused. When you go in the store with no plan, you all over the place. That's why we spend $400 at the Dollar Tree. You didn't have no plan when you walked in there. You didn't have no plan. Who knew about the cashback stacking before today? Raise your hand. Who's about to start cashback stacking tonight? So these strategies are for you to be able to buy smarter, not buy more. And smart shopping is how we protect December's joy and January's peace. Because remember, them bills coming like clockwork. They do not care that it's Christmas. They do not care that your babies need something or want something. They don't care about holiday dinner. Them bills is coming. Believe me, they coming like clockwork, regardless of how nice you are. Being thoughtful without financial strain could be do it yourself. Do it yourself products. Do it yourself gifts. So therefore, you got meaningful, low cost gift ideas. Simple. And it means more. It means more. I don't know about you, but I really feel loved when somebody has taken out time. And that could be just to go to the store, but you took out the time to get exactly what I want, or you took out the effort to create something just for me. That's effort. Nobody has to put in effort, and it's very, very, very nice. Very nice. And some people are so crafty. I'm not one of them, but some people are so very crafty, they could just create everything. Everything. Speaking of creating everything, I need some help creating a trophy or an award of some sort. Is there anybody who actually not designs but makes the trophy or the award that you design? Can somebody actually do that, or do you have to walk in the trophy store and just get what they have in the book or on the shelf? Let me know. Somebody, anybody knows, please help me with that. Please help me with that. So we can break these do-it-yourself gifts into categories. You got personal, so that's a letter, affirmations, memory books. You got consumables like baked goods, seasoning jars. Your do-it-yourself or your gift could be an experience with you and that person. May it be a coffee date. Like for me, I don't have to have a whole bunch. I would love to be invited to a coffee date. Like for real. To me, that's everything. That is everything. Sit down, have some conversation, talk, smile while stirring your coffee. That's beautiful. And I love coffee shops. Love, 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 love. Good, cute quaint. Talk coffee shops. It's my thing. It's my scene. I love it. I love it. But coffee shops or skill sharing, Uno tournaments, things like that. It doesn't always have to be money, y'all. It doesn't. Let's learn to love on each other without necessarily breaking the bank. Now, if you got it, you got it. You know, do what you do. But even when you got it, it doesn't necessarily mean you want to spend it all, right? Remember that meaningful things does not necessarily equal a high price ticket. People remember effort more than what you gave them, for the most part. For the most part. Because if you walking around giving out houses for Christmas, I'm definitely gonna remember what you gave me. If anybody out there, I like Range Rovers, and I will definitely remember that you got it. So if anybody wants that Christmas gift, go on send it my way. Go on do that. What is one of the most meaningful gifts you've ever gotten? I would love to, love to, love to hear that, because not only is it nice to hear, it also tells me more about you, what matters to you, what makes you smile, what makes your day. Yes, what is the most meaningful gift you've ever got? All right, so it is time for Ask the Table. So, nobody teaches us how to handle money pressures around the holidays sometimes. So, let's talk. Let's talk about it. I'm going to ask you some questions, the questions that were sent in. So, I'm not going to give the names or where they're from. I'm just going to ask the questions. These are anonymous, so I'm not going to say the name or where they're from. I'm just going to ask the question. So, one question is, what's one money boundary you're keeping this year? What is one of the money boundaries that you made to yourself that you're going to keep this year? Another question is, what holiday habit are you retiring? It's like one and done. What holiday habit are you retiring? If you don't want to answer in the comments, please feel free. Please feel free to send it by email or messenger, and that way I can still get the answer. You're very welcome to send that. And that's where you can send your questions as well. For the Ask the Table segment, feel free to send in your questions. You can be anonymous. I don't got to say your name. But go ahead and send in your questions if you have one. All right, so it is rapid fire budget edition. Budget edition. Are you ready? Get them fingers ready because you got to type. Get those fingers ready. You got to type fast. All right, cash or card? Budget app or notebook? Clearance or convenience? Experiences or gifts? Early shopper or last minuter? That sounds like one of my words, huh? Peace or pressure? All right, go ahead and answer those questions. Remember, you can email me if you don't want everybody to know what you think. You can definitely send me an email. Yeah, that's Ask the Table and Rapid Fire is like my best segments. I love that part of the segment. I love all the segments, but I love that part of the episodes because it's like fun. It's super fun. Not only that, I get to know you. I love to get to know who's listening and who's watching. All right, so let's recap a little bit. Remember that big strategy beats stress any day. Budgeting creates freedom, believe it or not. Meaning beats money. And peace is priceless. You cannot pay for peace. I tell you, you cannot. It's, oh my God, you can't pay. It's priceless. Peace is definitely priceless, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Remember that you are allowed to define what the holiday looks like in your house. No comparing. Doesn't matter what the cousins got. Who cares about auntie and uncle and what they got? You define what happens in your household. Yeah, that's Ask the Table and Rapid Fire is like my best segments. I love that part of the segment. I love all the segments, but I love that part of the episodes because it's like fun. It's super fun. Not only that, I get to know you. I love to get to know who's listening and who's watching. Don't forget the conference is March 27th and 28th, y'all. It's about to be bananas. I'm so excited. I'm super excited. And I cannot wait to see you, but you're going to have to go register. Go register at www.sisterscafeinc.com. All my sponsors, I'm calling you. Y'all come through. Advertisers in the souvenir book, advertisement on the screen, promotional items, all that for the sponsors. Be a sponsor of the cafe so that you are everywhere we are. Y'all, so thank you for joining us. Don't forget to hit up the YouTube channel. Follow me on all social media platforms. Don't forget to catch me on Power Influence Radio and Daily Faith Network. Thank you for being here. I cannot wait to see you again for the next segment of Sisters Cafe.
Just stay cool. I'll come through to pray for, encourage, and uplift you. When my sister wins, I win. When my sister wins, I win. At the Sisters Cafe.